Hi everyone. Uh, today I'm going over the axial muscle, which is when we say axial muscle and made of facial muscle, okay, back muscle that's located in the back, around the ear, around the eye, and around the lip, chin muscle, and neck muscle, and then the back muscle. The back muscles is deep muscle, okay? You can see in your axial bone, axial muscle marking is on your list. Okay, and I post it in your blackboard under axial muscle. Okay, and like PowerPoint, you see it. Okay, I have the list here, but you have the PowerPoint. Everything written in your PowerPoint. Don't worry. Okay, okay. I'm going over on axial bone. The first axial muscle. The first muscle is forehead, the frontal muscle, frontalis. Why we call frontalis? Because the muscle made of many fibers, yeah? This muscle is called frontalis muscle, okay? Frontalis. Before we go over the muscle, you have to know for each muscle, the origin of the muscle, the insertion of the muscle, the action of the muscle, and the nerve that innervate that muscle. Four things you have to remember. Okay? Let's talk about the first one is we said frontalis. That's frontalis muscle, which is located on your forehead. Okay? What is the origin of the muscle? The origin of the muscle is gala aponeurosis. I'm showing you gala aponeurosis. The whole thing is like a sheet. Okay? Gala aponeurosis. This is the origin. But what is for each muscle we said we have to know the insertion. Yeah, insertion is the skin above nose. Now you see skin above nose. That's the insertion. Okay, insertion of the muscle around here. Okay, and the innervation is facial nerve. The most facial muscles innervate with facial nerve, which is nerve 7. Okay, nerve 7. Why we call origin? Why each muscle has origin and insertion? Origin is the immovable portion of the muscle. Where is the muscle origin? And the insertion is movable portion of the muscle. If I, for example, this is the bone of humerus, yeah, and that muscle, maybe the brachialis or biceps femoris, okay, each muscle has tendon, yeah, ligament. In this part, the top portion is the origin, okay, and the bottom is called insertion. You don't see, but I can see. That's the muscle. That's your bone. This is the top is origin, the bottom is insertion. Okay. That's why you have to learn the origin of the muscle, insertion of the muscle, and nerve of the muscle, which in the action. Now you see the insertion is movable. Here, what is that action is going to be? The action is going to be wrinkle forehead or uh, raises eyebrow or rises eyebrow. Sorry, rises eyebrow. Like when you do this, See, that's the action. Yeah, raises eyebrow and wrinkle forehead. You can try it. Every time you study about the muscle, the action of the muscle, you can practice yourself. Then you remember the muscle. Okay? Let's talk about the second muscle, occipitalis. Second muscle. This is occipitalis, rectangle muscle. Occipitalis muscle, the origin is superior know-how. Remember the occipitalis has superior know-how, inferior know-how. The superior, the origin, superior and superior know-how of occipital bones. Okay, that's the origin. And the insertion is aponeurose. What does that mean? You rent out your neck, yeah? You draw that. Okay, that's the action. And the nerve is going to be facial. The third one is the procerus. That's the procerus. It's like a triangle muscle. Okay, that's the procerus. I'm pointing. That's procerus muscle. Procerus muscles, the origin, facial over nasal bone. Yeah, that's the facial over nasal bone. And you see it. And the insertion is going to be skin between two eyebrows. Now you see skin between two eyebrows. Okay, and the action is going to be draw eyebrow downward when you shade your eye when it's sunny, like that. Yeah, see, you can see that muscle is doing for you. Okay, okay. The nerve is going to be what? Facial nerve, nerve 7. Okay. When we do the chapter 12, I think we go over the 12 nerves. And also for each nerve is has number, nerve 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up to 12. And one of the 7 nerves is nerve facial, facial nerve. The next muscle is crugator. This is the crugator. Another is like a oblique, a small oblique muscle between the located on the ridge of eyebrow. Okay, what is the origin of this muscle? Medial and superior ciliary arch. Remember the ciliary arch? Yeah, the ciliary ridge and ciliary arch. Where is the ciliary? Where is your eyebrow grow in ciliary arch? Yeah, and that's the medial and superior. The medial and superior of ciliary arch. Okay, supraciliary arch. Supraciliary means on the top of eyebrow. Yeah, and insertion skin under medial end of eyebrow. Now you see this is eyebrow, skin under medial eyebrow. And the action is going to be what? Draw eyebrow downward. Again, when you do that. See, there's two muscles located here in the middle. They're helping to draw your eyebrow down. Okay? Okay. The next muscle is nasalis muscle. That's the nasalis muscle. Nasal. The nasalis muscle located on the nasal bone. The origin of nasalis muscle is what? Maxilla. This is the upper jaw. It's called the upper jaw bone, maxilla, lower mandible, the nasalis on upper jaw origin. And the insertion between the skin, yeah? Insertion is what? Is the called muscle of opposite side. Opposite side, skin over the bridges. This is the opposite side over the bridge of the knee. Okay, and the action is going to be maintain opening your nose. Yeah, that's two. Maintain opening your nose. And the nerve is going to be facial. Okay, let's talk about the muscle around the ear. There are two, three. This muscle is more superficial. Okay. There are three. It's called auricularis muscle. And anterior auricularis, superior auricularis, posterior auricularis. There are three auricularis. Why they call auricularis? We can say hearing muscle. Okay, it moves your ear. Auri means ear. Auri means temporal. Yeah, that's that part of temporal bone. Muscle on the temporal bone. Okay. Remember we see the squamous line? See this muscle on that squamous portion, superior auricularis. Let's talk about the anterior or auricularis anterior. This is auricularis anterior. The origin is temporal bone, yeah, and the insertion is going to be helix of the ear. That's the helix, okay, and the action is draw ear forward, okay. Actually, we do this, yeah, and the nerve is going to be facial, superior auricularis or auricularis superior. The origin is temporal, which is on the squamous temporal bone. And insertion is going to be superior part of the ear. Yes, so the superior part of the ear. The action is draw ear upward. And the nerve is going to be facial. Okay, let's talk about the posterior auricularis. Posterior auricularis is this one, this muscle. Origin is going to be, the origin is going to be the mastoid area. This is the mastoid of the muscle here in the back. And I'm touching that part is mastoid. And the insertion is going to be the posterior part of the ear. Yeah, posterior part of the ear. That's very ear. Yeah. And the action is draw ear upward. And the facial nerve innervates this muscle. Okay. And the other muscle is deeper than that muscle is temporalis. Temporalis right on the parietal bone. This is your parietal bone. Yeah, remember? Remember two line was superior and inferior parietal line. This is the temporal line on parietal bone. That muscle origin there. This is temporal muscle. Let's talk about the origin. Superior and inferior temporal line of parietal bone, yeah, which is I told you. And the insertion is going to be coronoid process of mandible. And this is the coronoid process of mandible. Okay, the coronoid, see the ligament of that muscle on the coronoid process of mandible. This is the condylar mandible. Yeah, that is make the jaw with the temporal bone. It's called TMG jaw. That's the process, is coronoid process of mandible, which is the muscle insert, temporal muscle insert. And the nerve is going to be trigeminal. Okay? Okay, or fifth nerve. Let's talk about orbicularis oculi. Orbicularis oculi means the muscle around your eye. That's the whole thing. That's three parts. One, two, one, two, three. Yeah, auricularis. One, two, three is a round muscle around your eye. That's called orbicularis oculi. Oculi means round. Ocul. Yeah. Orbital means orbital. Orbicularis. Okay. Orbicularis oculi. The origin that has three portions. And your left you have O, P, L. Okay. O orbitalis or continuous around orbit. and lateral palpebral ligament. Okay, this is the movement. For you to remember for insertion, that's orbit bone. That's it. Okay, and for insertion, that's insertion. For origin of this muscle is the medial margin of orbit. That's the margin, yeah, ciliary margin, and medial margin of orbit. Okay, when we say medial, which origin from three bones: frontal, temporal, okay, frontal, maxilla, yeah, temporal, temporal, and lacrimal. Oh, lacrimal bone is located here. That's a lacrimal bone. Three bone. This muscle origins from three bones: frontal, lacrimal two sides, yeah, and maxilla. Okay, that's orbicularis. And another muscle is around your lips. That's orbicularis oris. Don't mistake with the oculi, orbicularis. Orbicular means round, oculi means eye. Okay, but when we say orbicularis oris, around the lips, oris or means mouth. Yeah, that's orbicularis oris, around your mouth, around your lip. Okay, let's talk about orbicularis oris. Orbicularis oris is origin is the corner of your lips. See, corner of your mouth, not lips, mouth. From one side to other side. These are called corner of your mouth. Okay. Insertion, other muscle at the angle of mouth, and other muscle of the angle of mouth. Other muscle located in the two sides of mouth. Okay, that's insertion. And the action is going to be close and open and protrude, close and protrude lips. When you do that, you kiss somebody. Okay? Okay. I do the action for you just you remember. And the nervous facial nerve. Okay? The other muscle is zygomatic. There are two zygomatic muscles. One is major, one is minor or major. Okay? The major or major is this one, the big one. Okay? Then zygomatic major, this corner of your mouth. Yeah, this is the corner of your mouth. Yeah, see? Zygomatic major. You see it? This muscle. Okay. The origin zygomatic bone. Yeah. The insertion angle of your mouth. Zygomatic bone. Angle of your mouth. And the action is draw angle of mouth up and back like this. Yeah. That's the zygomatic major doing for you. And the nervous fascia. The other one is zygomatic minor in the beside it. Zygomatic minor is a zygomatic bone. Insertion upper lip, that's your upper lip. Insertion. And the action is going to be elevate upper lip because insertion is upper lip. That's what I do. Yeah, elevate upper. And the facial is what? The nervous facial nerve. Okay. Let's talk about the masseter bone. The masseter bone. The masseter muscle is this one. Remember the ramus of the mandible? That's the origin. The origin, the insertion of the muscle. That's origin. The origin of this muscle is zygomatic arch. have a zygomatic arch between the two. I'll show you the other side. Yeah, that's the thing. And the zygomatic muscle right there. And that's the origin. The origin is zygomatic arch. Zygomatic process of mandible. Yeah, that's a zygomatic process of mandible. This part. And the muscle is big muscle there. It's called masseter. Why they call masseter? Masseter is chewing muscle that you chew. Yeah, that's chewing muscle, mastication. And this muscle for the animals, for cow or dog, they are big muscle. That's helping because they have big mouth. Okay, and let's show you the muscle. That's the masseter muscle. Okay, the masseter muscle is what is the insertion? Is a ramus mandible. When I show you, the origin is gonna be zygomatic arch. Yeah, and this muscle is action is what? Close lower jaw, clench teeth. No, when you do that, that's the action. And the nervous fifth nerve, trigeminal. Okay, the nervation. Okay, let's talk about other muscle that's located in this side. Is buccinator. That's buccinator or buccinator. Boxing muscle when you punch. Yeah, bucci. Cheek muscle. The cheek muscle is called buccinator or buccinator. Yeah, in British they call buccinator or boxinator. My English is British English. American they call buccinator. Okay, the origin is the alveolar march. That's of course the alveolar march. You rotate this side too, on the two sides. Alveolar march. These are alveolar march, which is around your mouth. Yeah, Al alveolar march all the way back there. Yeah, that's the origin. The insertion is gonna be the corner of your mouth. Yeah, this is corner of your mouth. That's insertion. Yeah, you can see. Okay, and the action is gonna be compressed cheek. See my dumbbell? That you do compressed cheek. And the nervous facial nerve. And the other muscle is rosorius. That's the. It's like a sword. Yeah, the sword is gonna be like that. Long time they made sword, not straight. Okay, that's the sword. Yeah, when the in the field and the crop, yeah, during the pick up the crop, they do that. They use the sword and pick up the vegetable, yeah, or um, the wheat. Okay, that's the sword muscle. That's the rosorius. It's like a sword. When you see in your PowerPoint, it is like a sword. Sword. A sword. Sword. Okay. Sorry, my son is here. My husband playing with you. That's the sword. Rosorius. Okay. Rosorius. Sword muscle. Okay. Rosorius. Rosorius origin over parotid or parotid gland. That's over parotid gland. That's the parotid gland. Parotid gland, one of the salivary gland that secretes saliva and moist your mouth, helping with the digestion food in your mouth. Yeah, or breaking down the food inside. Okay. Sometimes parotid gland is infected, and then you have pain around the side. Okay. And sometimes this pain can radiate your ear. Pain. The origin over parotid gland, we said, and the insertion skin of the angle of your mouth, yeah, which is you see it here, yeah, that's rosorius. And the action is gonna be what? Retract angle of mouth, tenses lip. Yeah, that's painful when you do that. Okay. Another muscle that raises your lips. This muscle called levator labii superior. Have you find it? This muscle is all the way beside to your nose, all the way down to the upper lip. That's what it's called levator labii. It's both sides, of course, yeah. That's levator labii superior. Levator labii superior has three angles: angular head, and zygomatic head, and intraorbital head. Angular head. When we say angular head, means the angle of your mouth and origin from corner of your mouth. That's big muscle is under uh, the zygomatic major. You can see that you see only the portion of this one. Okay. The insertion upper lip, the action is what? Raise upper lip and the facial nerve innervate. The infraorbital, that's infraorbital head is here, yeah. And the insertion origin infraorbital, insertion is same thing, upper lip, action is same thing, innervation is same thing. And the zygomatic head is zygomatic bone. Okay, it's a big muscle under your orbitalis succuli. It's a big muscle. And the origin is the zygomatic bone, the zygomatic head, zygomatic bone. Insertion is upper lip. The action is raise upper lip and the facial nerve. Three head of this muscle has same action, same innervation, but only the origin is insertion. The insertion is same thing. Origin is different. For you to remember only one, only not nobody asked you the three head. Okay, but only one muscle you remember. Levator labii superior. That's it. Okay. Okay. The other muscle is called the press muscle, which is this one. The pressor labii inferior. See, this is your superior labii. That's inferior labii. This muscle is called the pressor labii inferior. What is the action? What is the origin? Mandible. Yeah, that's your mandible. You can see on the margin, alveolar margin. That's mandible bone. Yeah. And the insertion is skin of lower lip. That's the skin of lower lip. This muscle. What is the action? Draw lower lip down. Yeah, that's and laterally. See, I did that for you. And the nerve is gonna be facial. And other one is the pressor anguli oris. This is the pressor anguli oris. This muscle. This is the pressor. There are two: the pressor labii inferior, the pressor anguli, which is when we say anguli in the angle of your mouth. The origin is oblique line. Remember in the mandible, the oblique line outside, the ovoid line is inside of mandible. The oblique line is outside. Okay, the oblique line, that's the origin. And the insertion angle your mouth, yeah, you can see it. This muscle angle your mouth, and then the action is going to be what? Then it's going to be the press, angle, mouth, frowning. Yeah, that's the frowning, helping with your frown. When you frown. And the nerve is going to be facial. And the other muscle is mentalis. That's the chin muscle. Mentalis chin. Okay, or geno, chin muscle. The insertion is going to be, remember in the platin muscle, the platin bone, yeah, the incisive foramen, that's the origin of the muscle. Incisive fossa or incisive foramen, yeah, of mandible, okay, part of the platin bone, but it's also part of the mandible, incisive foramen, incisive fossa, okay, incisive fossa, okay, and the insertion is going to be skin of chin, okay, and the action is going to be what? Raise and protrude lower lip, yeah, that, raise like that, okay, and wrinkle skin of chin. That's the wrinkle. Yeah. And the nervous facial. Okay. Another big muscle that cover other muscle underneath is very thin muscle. The fiber is very thin. It's like a sheet. That muscle is called platysma, which is this muscle. Platysma cover all of your shoulder and neck too. And they are like protecting. Fibers protecting, like protect your scalenus, this muscle. Yeah, sternocleic mastoid, another scalenus underneath another muscle. Okay, that's called platysma. Let's see the origin of platysma. The origin of platysma is on the connective tissue that cover muscle of the shoulder. Of course, muscle and bone, they are connective tissue. That's the origin. The origin is on the connective tissue that cover the muscle of your shoulder. Okay? And the insertion is going to be muscle of chin and lower jaw. That's muscle of chin and lower jaw. Yeah? Up to here. Muscle. Cover up to here. I see it. Yeah? Lower jaw here and muscle of cover and neck area. And the action is going to be depress and draw lip laterally. Yeah? And draw upper skin of chest. Okay? That's platysma. Okay. Another muscle is the sternocleidomastoid. This is one side. We have both, yeah? And another one is this one. This one. Sternocleidomastoid. Why is it called sternocleidomastoid? The origin is three bone. Sternum, see, sternum bone. Okay. See the sternum bone? And then cleat means clavicle bone. That's your clavicle bone or collarbone. And mastoid. That's the mastoid bone. Here, that's the mastoid. Part of your temporal bone. Yeah, that's called sternocleidomastoid muscle. Okay, or SCM. Origin is sternum and clavicle. Yeah, sternum and clavicle. But insertion is okay. The insertion of this muscle. Let's see the action of this muscle. The action is called flex neck down, rotate head. Like when you do that. Flex, that is flexion, when you decrease the angle of your neck and rotate. Okay? It's good exercise, yeah? Okay, the next one is we finish, we have more muscle to go over in the front of neck. Let's talk about the back muscle. There are two muscles that origin from spine. And that's, if I take that muscle, this muscle, splenius capitis. When we say splenius capitis, okay, there are two splenius. One is a splenius capitis, what's the semi splenius half of this muscle. Why they call it splenius? Because they are origin from a spine of cervical spine, spinosus of your neck muscle, neck vertebra. Yeah? Remember in vertebra last time we go over on axial bone, the process, transverse process and spinous process. And that muscle origin from which is spinosus. The origin is the spinous process of vertebra, and the insertion is going to be mastoid bone. Now you see the mastoid. Yeah, this is the mastoid bone of the bone. And the action is going to be extend and rotate head. We do that. Yeah, that muscle is a good exercise for your neck. And the other one is the nervous one, clavicular nerve. The other one is semi-splenius capitis. Semi-splenius capitis. Semi-splenius capitis, the origin is what? Is a transverse process C4 through C6, transverse process, two sides of vertebra, yeah, process. And the insertion is going to be between nuchal line of occiput. The nuchal line is here, yeah? That's between nuchal line of occipital. And the action is going to be extend and rotate head. Same thing, okay? And the nerve is going to be dorsal spinal or spinal, dorsal spinal. The muscle, the nerves that innervate the back of the spine, okay? Okay, we done with the facial and neck muscle. Let's talk about the other muscle. It's called Hoyt muscle. Or Hoyt. There's a lot of Hoyt muscle and thyroid muscle. Let me make it half of this muscle. Take that scalene because we need them. And then let's make it half. Okay. Okay. Make it half for you. And then I work it. We're talking about this. That's your Hoyt bone. Right there. Hoyt bone is deep bone. On top of the thyroid bone. Okay. 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 Let's talk about the mylohyoid. This is the mylohyoid, the lower layer of the muscle. Mylohyoid is located under your neck. That's the mylohyoid. The lower. But if you see, that's the mylohyoid. Okay? That's the lower layer of the hoid. And that's called mylohyoid. Mylohyoid. The origin is going to be inner surface of mandible. That's inner surface of mandible. Okay. And the origin is going to be hoid bone. That's hoid bone. And the action is going to be elevate hoid and then press mandible. And these muscles that located here, they are helping with chewing, helping with thinking, counting, talking, and swallowing. Okay? All this muscle located. Okay? And they are mylohyoid. And the inner The nerve is going to be trigeminal and nerve. Okay. And I can show you the myeloid muscle and the red. This is the head model and this is the red model. Okay. In the red model, also you see the myeloid, the lower layer. Okay, that's the myeloid. And you can see here, that's the myeloid under your mandible. That's why it's origin. The inner surface of mandible and the elevate the press. Okay, that's the myeloid in red. Okay, let's talk about the genohoid. Genohoid is in the there are genohoid I can show you here and here. Genohoid is in the middle. See, that's the genohoid. Geno, why they call Geno? Because this is Geno is chin. Another name for chin is Geno. That's the medical term. Geno, chin, and hoid bone. That connecting chin to the hoid bone. That's the in the middle layer. In this layer of inner bone, inner muscle of mandible. The middle layer. You can say inner layer muscle of mandible. Okay? The middle layer. It's called genohoid. And the red I also show you this one. Okay, let's talk about only one because these two the origin is chin inner mandible. Yeah, the chin inner mandible. Chin inner mandible. And social point bone. Yeah, and the action is going to be elevate point. While you're talking. Okay, and the nerve is going to be okay. Okay, let's talk about the stylohoid. Stylohoid, there are two. One is the shoulder in the head of the for the head model, stylohoid, let me take that and show you the stylohoid. This muscle, this one. That's a styloid process of temporal bone. Yeah? That's stylohoid. And the hoid bone is there. You cannot see from this side because this muscle is deep and that's superficial stylohoid muscle. A stylohoid muscle in the red. The head model in the red model in the red model you see this muscle. This one. Stylohoid. Okay, this is stylohoid. Number 20. In that. Okay, stylohoid. 21 in head and the red is 20. That's number 20 is there. Stylohoid. The stylohoid, the original styloid process. The insertion is hoidal, that's what a stylohoid. The action is rheoid and the nervous facial. Let's talk about the sternohoid. The sternohoid you see in this head model. That's the sternohoid. This, okay, that's a sternohoid. And also sternohoid for this model, you see it here. This one I want. Yeah, that's sternohoid. For this model, this one. Okay? For this one, call it sternum because origin is the sternum bone. Yeah, and you see this is the sternum bone right there. Do you see origin? Sternum, sternum bone. Okay, the other side. And the insertion is going to be body of foot. Body of foot already here. Body of foot. And the action is going to be lower thyroid. Only 12. Lower thyroid. This is your other muscle. This is your other muscle. Yeah, thyroid gland. Lower thyroid. The blue shows the mouth has more bulging of their thyroid. Okay? Okay. The other one is thyroid, thyroid. This is the thyroid, the next one. The thyroid, the thyroid. Then the next. Let's find on that one. This is the thyroid. This one. Thyroid. Why they call thyroid? This muscle is long. Okay. Thyroid is passing from the thyroid is not this one. This is stenoid. That's the thyroid. Thyro when we say thyroid, yeah, thyroid. You don't see it in this one, but you see here thyroid. Why you see thyroid? Because on the thyroid gland, yeah, on the top of thyroid bone or thyroid gland, and hoid. That's the thyroid. That's sternoid. That's thyroid. Okay, sternoid, thyroid, thyroid. Origin thyroid gland, yeah, and then certain is thyroid, hoid, and greater horn. Hoid bone has two horns, greater and lesser horn, and the thyroid, thyroid muscle is the origin and first on the greater. And the action is going to be lower horn. In the facial, in the nerve, the action is going to be what? Uh, the action is going to be lower horn, and the innervation is going to be innervation is going to be clavicle. Because it's clavicle is right there. Yeah, clavicle nerve. Okay, let's talk about my other favorite muscle, homohyoid. Homo and shoulder, hoid means hoid. Means the muscle is this muscle is like tiny long muscle that protects your jugular nerve, yeah, your parotid nerve in the back, and other muscles holding like a band, protecting. Why we call Omo? Omo is the shoulder. What is the superior border of the shoulder? Yeah, that's what superior border of the shoulder. That's the shoulder bone is scapula. The scapula, when we're talking about the appendicular bone, that's the scapula bone. The scapula bone is like triangle bone that has three borders, superior, medial, lateral. And omohyoid starts from superior border, okay? Superior border of scapula, okay? That's the spine of scapula. And the insertion is hyoid bone, omohyoid. And the action is going to be depressed hyoid. And the nerve is going to be clavicle. Okay. Another muscle is genogloss. Why called geno? Geno chin. Gloss means tongue. Yeah, this muscle. And the red model is this muscle. Holding this muscle and pointing the genogloss. muscle is in the red model, and the head model is and the red model is glass. Geno means chin. That muscle that connecting your chin to the tongue is holding your tongue. Okay, and the geno glass. Origin mandible. Yeah, yeah, the origin mandible. Mandible bone. And the actual person is tongue. Yeah, that's your tongue. And this is your tongue in this model. Okay, that's your tongue. And the action is gonna be sticking out tongue with the yeah, and that's and the nerve is gonna be hypoglossal. What they call hypo, the nerve that innervates the top of your tongue. Yeah, because this muscle connects to the tongue and then innervates the tongue. Hypoglossal. Another one is hyoglossus. Hyoglossus is this on the red model. It's like triangle muscle. And this muscle you don't see it because that's the superficial. That's deep muscle. That's hyoglossus. What's it? Hyoglossus. Okay. Hyoglossus is why they call hyoglossus because origin is hyoglossus. Yeah, hyoglossus and hyoglossus is here. And the insertion is long. That's what called hyoglossus. And the action is sticking. The action is gonna be depress tongue and draw down on side. Only do that. Huh? Okay. And the nerve is gonna be hypoglossal. Hypoglossal is the 12 nerve. And another muscle is the stylogloss. This muscle is this one. This one. For the redhead is gonna be 25. But here you can't see it. You cannot see that muscle. Stylogloss. Because this muscle starts from styloid process to your tongue. And let's see stylogloss origin is styloid process of your temporal bone and gloss means tongue. And certain hypo. Stylogloss. And certain is tongue. Yeah. And action is elevate and come back down. Yeah. That's action. And the nerve is gonna be hypogloss. All the muscle in the tongue area are portion is innervated with the hypogloss. And the styloid, another muscle. The styloid is this one, yeah, in the back. The styloid is the styloid that connects the styloid to the point muscle. Styloid. Okay. The styloid is a deeper muscle. Then let me see if I find it. Not in this one. Let me see if I find styloid. Yeah. This is styloid. Okay. Styloid is uh, this muscle that I'm pointing and it's connecting the styloid process to the hoid muscle. Styloid. Okay. The styloid is origin from a styloid process. Yeah. And the insertion hoid and the action is gonna be elevate hoid and depress mandible and the number is 21. You don't see more. You don't have model at home or that I show on the model. If you come to this lab and then you can touching the muscle also. Okay. Another muscle is digastric. Digastric muscle digastric anterior and digastric posterior. I can show you digastric anterior line and the mid head. That's the under your tongue, under your neck. That's the digastric posterior. Okay, digastric posterior for this muscle is this. Is like a belly. It's like a small belly. Okay, on the left. Small belly. That's called digastric. Has two heads. Yeah, two heads that look like a small belly. Like this. Okay, okay. That's called digastric. Digastric anterior and posterior. Digastric posterior. The origin is mastoid right here. Okay, and this one you can see it in the posterior and the head. And that's the digastric posterior. That's the mastoid bone. Yeah, digastric. The origin is mastoid process and social hormone. Okay, the action elevate height and the stress mandible. In digastric anterior, it's same thing. Digastric anterior is middle mandible. Where? Middle mandible. That's the origin. The insertion is going to be height bone and elevate height and the press. The action. That's the action. Elevate height and the press. And the nerve is going to be tertiary. Okay. Okay. Let's talk about the scalenus. That's my another favorite muscle. Scalenus both is like a diamond muscle. You see the white fibers on the top of that? These are scalenus muscles. There are three scalenus muscles or diamond muscle, which is is the anterior, middle, and posterior. Let's find anterior. This is anterior. Yeah, that's anterior scalenus. Okay, anterior scalenus. That's middle, and that's posterior. Okay, anterior scalenus origin crosses C3 C6 anterior, and that's a big muscle. It's all the way in the back. Okay, and long muscle, and continue on your back. And the insertion is going to be first rib. That's your first rib. Second rib. Yeah, insertion. And the middle is coming out. What is the action on anterior? That's flex and rotate neck. On it. Yeah. Okay. Middle scalenus is the origin is transverse process of C3 to C7 cervical. Okay, and the insertion first rib again. You see the first rib, yeah, the first rib, and uh, the scalenus, and the action will be clavicle. And the posterior is this one. Posterior scalenus originally transverse process and the insertion is second rib, all the way here in the back. Okay, second rib.